Hey y'all, hey, this is your girl, she a boss, Assure Business Office Services. So I have a special guest tonight, my first time getting a performer, and I'm so honored that he spent time to talk to little old me because this is a very, very busy guy. And I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of years ago, well, no, last year rather. Um, he performed in one of my clients' plays, McClam Enterprise Productions, in a play, and I've been following him ever since. Going up to New York, going down to Charlotte, here in DC, here in Maryland. Just had the pleasure to see his performance in Bethesda Jazz and Blues, where he was singing. Um, there. So I'm excited to talk to Mr. Terrell T Rex Simon.
What up?
Hey, hey, how are you?
I feel good, man. I feel good.
Good. Blessed,
Much as I want
blessed.
to complain, when you start thinking you want to complain, you just be
hmm
like,
But why?
it could be worse.
Right. It could be
You know,
worse.
could be way
Yeah.
worse. So I'm gonna
Always
just be
way worse.
thankful that it ain't as bad as it could.
Right, right. So again, you are a performer, first performer that I've had on my business mindset with Shea Boss, and being an artist, I wanted to talk a little bit about how, like
Right.
what's the mechanics,
And
right?
this
The
is
the
a
business
great
mechanics,
this is a great show to mix with because a lot of people don't do that.
right?
I think a lot of artists don't realize that it is a business.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, we grow up as a kid. You grow up and you just want to sing.
Yeah. You just
And
see
that's
the
all you think.
limelight,
Yeah,
right?
you just want to sing.
Yeah.
You don't really understand everything that comes along with it.
What's behind the stages of being a performer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it actually is a business.
Mhm. It is. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's start with your name. Okay, so you were born Terrell Simon, but T Rex is your stage name. How
yeah.
why dinosaur Rex? Why dinosaur? What's
Okay.
what's happening?
I would have never thought to call myself T Rex.
Okay.
So, we got to give a big shout out to my mentor, longtime mentor friend, Life Jennings.
Okay.
Um, when I met Life, he was like, "You're the only guy with no nickname that I
Mhm.
know." He said, "All my friends got nicknames." I was just Terrell. I was 21 when I met him. He
Okay.
was like, "We're gonna call you T Rex."
Just out of nowhere.
And yep. And I don't think it was out of nowhere. We had this slang, this term, uh, that if you were really good at something, they would say you a
Mhm.
beast.
Okay. Yep.
You a beast. Back in the day, if you was good at basketball, they'd be like, "Yo, he's a beast."
He's a beast.
So
Yep.
life used to always say, "I'm a beast"
Okay.
with the singing. So
Uh-huh.
beast, beast, beast. So my first name is Terrell.
Mhm.
So a dinosaur, T Rex, a Tyrannosaurus, da 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 da, blah 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 blah.
Okay. Right. And there you have it.
So you know what? This is a real. I'm in New York City,
Okay.
and the streets are loud. I'm gonna put something over my window, like
Okay.
that.
Okay. No problem. So, that's the world of being a performer. You always have to adjust.
Oh,
Everything's not right.
New York
And
City,
you have to
man.
make
When you're living in New
yeah.
York, it's you hear
It's
sirens.
busy.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
busy.
how I got the name T Rex, and I worked on one of his first album. I don't know what I did.
And we're talking
Background.
about Life Jennings.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know if it was background, something I did. And when I looked on the credits, he threw T Rex in there. Terrell, T Rex, Simon.
And there you have it.
So, 20 years later, everybody know me as T Rex and becoming an artist and
Mhm.
thinking business wise
Yep.
because I
Yep.
want people to be able to connect with who I am. And if
Mhm.
I would have came out Terrell Simon, they'd have been like, "Who's that?"
Who's that? Yep, because that's a regular old
So,
name, right?
so thinking business wise, I kept the T Rex,
Good.
but also let everybody know what my real name was.
Mhm, mhm.
So
So
Terrell T.
T-Rex is like your DBA, doing business as,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So you are 21. You met Life Jennings,
Yes.
like phenomenal singer. He had a
Yep.
phenomenal
But
story,
he
right?
wasn't. He had just got out of jail, so he wasn't life at the time.
That's right. Because you were on his first album.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't even Life yet.
He was life, but he wasn't
I
the,
mean,
the platinum
he wasn't
selling
the
life.
Life that we knew. He was
Right.
just Life.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So tell us how did you get into the business? Did you
Well, I
always
moved.
want to be a performer?
Yeah, I grew up, and I don't know why. Do you know why you want to do that? Some things are just in us.
Yeah, right. So
Some things we
it's a
just born with.
passion, right? Okay.
Yeah, I was born with the gift, and then it was just a natural thing.
So I think
I moved.
you're familiar. I mean, you are different in the fact that you were gifted. Like to be a singer, a singer, you are gifted with that, but it's still your passion too. And your
Hmm.
gifts are not always your passion and
They're
vice
not.
versa,
They're not.
right? It's a
They're
difference,
not.
right?
It is a difference.
And that's why I
You're
always ask
totally
that
correct like that,
question.
because I know a lot of singers that are way better than me,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
their passion is just not there. You know.
Yep. Yep. There's a lot of people that can sing, but they don't
Hmm.
want it,
But I
right?
mean, just growing up in church, like they brought me to church, and I just always loved the singing.
Okay.
And then growing up, you know, I really wasn't a. I did great in school,
Mhm.
but I couldn't do that. And then when I became an adult, I was just like, now this has to work for me.
Right. This is it.
Yep. So I
Oh,
moved to New York. I moved to New York City. I'm from Albany, which is totally different than New York City. When you say New York, everybody just thinks, but the whole New York State is not like that.
right.
There is, a lot of New York is like Maryland and these country cities. And I come from,
Suburbs.
yep, the suburbs. I come from the suburbs really.
Okay.
Um, I moved to New York City and by myself,
Mm,
no family. I didn't know nobody in New York. I
wow.
packed my car up and I told my mother I'm leaving. And I was
Wow.
homeless. Yeah, I was homeless sitting on the trains. I went through it.
Okay.
Yeah, and throughout all of that, and just performing anywhere I could in
Mhm.
churches and corners, I met somebody that got me an audition for life.
Okay.
I was one of 100. So when I got there, I was just like, they're never gonna pick me.
It's too many
But,
people.
what God has for you, it is for you.
It's for you.
If it's for you, it's gonna
It's
come.
for
You're
you.
gonna get it.
Nobody can stop you.
Nobody can stop that. And I end up winning the audition, and that's how that whole thing started.
Okay, so to be a performer, like what did you have to do that you didn't think was um something a requirement like in the business realm? Like you can sing, right? We all know
Okay, so
that. But
one thing
what
that
is
I like, getting a deal, getting in a situation, and every move you make, you have to sit down and discuss it with a group full of people.
okay.
That was one of the things that I thought you record and you just pick your song, but
Mhm.
there's actually a whole
Like a
team.
process. Mhm.
It's a whole process and a whole table of people
Okay.
that before any decision is made, like you have to sit down, and then they cannot really agree with what you want to agree with,
Mhm.
and you can't, so I think just so much approval before you can do something,
Okay.
which is just like a regular job.
Right. Right. You can't
You
just
think
you
because you're a singer and you out here and you making moves that you don't have,
right.
and you this guy that you don't have to answer nobody. Michael
Correct.
Jackson went against the guy at Sony and they let him and they dropped him.
Mm.
We talking
Yeah,
about
there you
Michael
go.
Jackson.
Right. Right.
You
The
know,
Michael Jackson.
yeah, so
So you always
just
have to answer to someone, right? You
mm-hmm,
always have to collaborate. You always have to mix with something. So yeah, your
yeah.
destiny is yours.
And even though
However,
you are the boss of your own company,
yeah,
there's still a boss that you have to.
yeah, yeah. There's still someone that you have to answer to or
Mm-hmm,
collaborate with or get approval from,
mm-hmm,
right? Like even in my business, yeah, I'm the owner, but I'm working for my clients.
mm-hmm,
So if they're not happy, if they're not
mm-hmm,
getting what they want, then I
mm-hmm.
have to go back,
Yeah,
right? So it's the same for a performer,
yeah.
right?
So that's one of the things. And money,
Okay.
you know, it's still rough for me.
Mm,
And people see me online, they see me flying here and flying there, flying here, flying there. And if you want to grow up and be financially secure and
mhm.
know where your next check is coming from and not like this open-minded, free, lancy kind of person,
Yeah.
this is not the business for you,
Uh-huh.
you
Because you
know,
you never know
because
where your next check's coming from.
nope,
Okay.
and like a lot of times, like I just did a show,
Mhm.
SOBs.
Mhm.
I made a lot of money,
Okay.
but I had to pay so many people.
So
By the
what goes
time,
into that? Like, can talk a little bit about that. Like, what who
well,
is it that you need to be a performer? Like, who is it on
your
your roll call that you have to
your
pay?
band, your band,
Okay.
and I'm the type of person because I was in a band and got treated bad, not by life. Not
Mhm.
saying life treated me bad, but I got treated bad, and I know what it is to be like in a band.
Mhm.
I said when I get a band, I'm gonna do my guys like so. Your band,
Mhm.
number one. Um, your background singers, I guess that go along with the band. Your manager got to get a cut,
Okay.
and then the road manager gets a cut because the manager doesn't go out with you on the road most of the time. So you have a manager, then you have a road manager, then you have an assistant. So you
Okay.
have the road manager, the assistant.
That's
Um,
that's
Most of
five.
the time, it depends on what the deal is. You got to give a cut to the venue.
Okay.
And you got to cut this person out. So it's just little things, just the people that work around you. So when you're getting that check, you have to
Mhm.
cut it out.
Okay. So what
And
about
until
like
you get to a certain
lawyers?
point, huh?
Yeah. Like lawyers, would you need a lawyer to like look over contracts, right? And they get their cut.
Hmm.
So do you have like do you have all of those people with you consistently, or does it change from venue to venue
Consistent,
or state to state?
consistent,
Okay.
but they are for hire.
Okay. So
You
what
know,
does that
uh,
mean? Explain that. Explain what that
for
means for
hire, this is
hire.
like they can be replaced
Ah,
if the situation not going great.
okay.
So for hire,
So you
I
might be
can't be for
here
hire.
today, but you
Yeah,
might not
you're not
necessarily
for
be here
hire because it's
tomorrow.
your situation.
Okay.
Unless you sign a contract and say,
Mhm.
you know what, you're going to be with me for this point in time, and still then they're for hire.
Okay.
So I tell people all the time, like if you love an artist, like what I did with my first artist, instead of me being his manager, going him hiring me, I said, let's do a partnership.
Mm.
Can't fire a partner.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? We in this together. So sometimes I think partnerships
Mhm.
are better than for hire.
Okay.
Because if you're a partner in something, then your hands is all in it. If you're just somebody they hire, they can hire you and fire you,
Mhm.
hire you and
Mhm.
fire you.
So in all that you do as a performer, you're a performer now, and now you're a partner in another performance. And
Yep. But you know what? I started out as a background singer, but
okay.
the thing that Life Jennings did with me, he took me. and did things that like the average background sayer wouldn't do. Because we had became friends and developed such a great relationship. I was going to
Mhm.
all his record label meetings. I was going to
Okay.
every meeting he had, sitting there sucking in everything, learning everything.
That's
So
important.
years later, life came to me and was like, "Yo, you should be my assistant." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh wow!" So
Okay.
I was assisting him, road managing him, and singing background. I had three
Wow.
jobs,
You
so
had
I
tree
had to learn.
jobs.
Hmm.
Okay. But
Yeah,
but that
I would.
gave you a bit that gave you an opportunity to learn, the
Yes, yeah. I was
business
taking care
part
of
of it,
business,
right?
running, jumping on stage, singing, jumping off stage, and running back to the business. I was busy. I had stuff to do.
Right. So okay, so what is it in the business like as an assistant that you had to do? Like what
The
comes
assistant has
in
no assist. Let me tell you, everybody out there that want to be somebody's assistant, there's no job title.
mm,
There's no job description.
is
You're
whatever.
somebody's assistant. That
Mhm.
means you assist them with whatever they need assistance with.
Okay.
They need their clothes
Okay.
ironed, you gotta iron them. They need somebody to go to the store, you gotta go to the store. They need somebody wipe the head, you gotta wipe the head. They need somebody to go get the money, you gotta go get the money. They need somebody to drive the kids, you gotta go drive the kids. Assistant has no job description.
No description.
You're my
Okay.
assistant. Whatever I need help in, that's what
Mhm.
you gotta make it happen. So
Okay.
I think assistance is one of the most tedious jobs because
For
you
sure.
got to do whatever it takes or whatever is needed at that moment to make
Mhm.
any situation happen.
Okay. So when you were going to the meetings, what like can you share what the meetings was about? Like what did you have to discuss
We would go to
as a performer?
like radio meetings.
Like
They would sit us
interviews
down and meetings
or
with the actual
meetings?
label company,
Oh, okay. Okay.
whatever record label that would sign us. You know, we
Okay.
would go to that office.
Mhm.
You know, and we would sit down and they would discuss all the things that's going on. Uh, for instance, what it's going to take for our record to get to number one, and where the record is at, and what it's doing, and how we're going to promote it, and where we're going to go on tour, and
Mhm.
those are the meetings that I was going to, and
Okay.
learning like what it takes for a record to become number one. People think you could just write a record and throw it out, and it's going to climb up the chart
Mhm.
if it's a
Mhm.
good song,
Right.
but that's
Right.
far from the truth. It's a whole political business that goes on behind the scenes
Mhm. Mhm. And
that
and a
that has
big
to take
part
place.
of it is marketing, right? Like every other business. You have to market yourself. You have to get
Yeah,
out
you
there.
need the money, and that's what stop. What prevents a lot of up and coming artists from doing what they really want to do because they just don't have the money.
Okay.
A record deal
Mhm.
is like a bank loan.
Hmm.
They say, you know what? We're gonna give you 500,000 because we know this is what's gonna take for you to pop.
Okay.
So they'll give you that 500,000, and then before you make a dollar, they want their 500,000 back.
Of course. That's
But
an
what it
interesting
does
way to
is
put
it
it.
gets you all the studio time, it gets you
Mhm.
the album, it gets you the managers, it gets you the time, the radio, it gets you all of that up front, and that's where a lot of up and coming artists lack because they don't have the upfront money.
Mm. So
So
you had to get signed
it's a
in order
bank
to get
loan.
that upfront
It's a
bank
bank loan,
loan. I like
and you
that.
better believe if you don't sign it, they're coming back. They're coming to get you
Mhm.
if you don't make recoup.
Right. And
And
some
times are
they
changing. Like the contracts are so crazy these days. They are so designed not to help the artist. That is sad.
and that's where the business aspect comes in, like knowing what you're getting
Spotify
into.
and iTunes and all of these
Mhm.
companies, you work hard, you put your music on these sites, and you get pennies.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
But big up the Bandcamp. If anybody's wondering, Bandcamp is a site that will allow the artist to get most of their royalties. The only bad thing about Bandcamp is that it isn't nationally so much nationally publicized as iTunes and
Right.
places, so people don't know to go to Bandcamp.
Right. I never
You have
heard
to
of
actually
Bandcamp.
promote the band. Yeah, bandcamp.com is a place
Okay.
where they give artists mostly all your royalties, and you get the money quick.
But
But it's still that
that's the whole
indie.
point, right? Of knowing where to market
Yeah,
and
but
how to
when
market.
but when these companies are indie, nobody knows about them.
Right.
So you can go over to Bandcamp, but you got to have a following so that
Right.
that you can send your people over there. iTunes, you can go on there, somebody could just randomly pass by it.
Mhm. And
You know,
see. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so
yeah,
you I mean even so you still have to put in the work regardless.
yeah.
That's
You
what
still got to
I'm
put in the
picking
work.
up, right? You still have to put in the work regardless
Still got to
what
put the work.
business it is, even if it's a
Yeah,
performing business as an artist, you have to hustle,
gotta hustle.
right? And in order to
You
get,
gotta hustle,
like you
man.
said, the majority of your money because the other platforms give you pennies, but then
Right.
you had this other indie platform, but in
How
order to
you?
do that.
Yes. How you make money? I know we getting short on time. How you make money as an artist is touring.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you see like Frankie Beverly and Maze. They
Still,
at 70 years old, still out here.
still, and still fit
So you what
sold
you do
out.
is you create a great show. You make
Okay,
sure that people want to come and see you and pay them.
okay.
So
And
that
I do like you.
whether you have a single on the chart or not,
Uh-huh.
people that if I decide to go on tour, people come.
Mhm.
There's still people touring right now from the '90s that have one hit,
Uh-huh.
but we know
Uh-huh.
when we go see them,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a great show, we're gonna get a great time. So that's where your money is, and a lot of artists stop really putting so much. Why do you think Michael Jackson was one of the greatest of the world? Because his show.
Yeah. He was a performer. He was
Yep.
definitely
So
a
you gotta
performer.
invest into your band and your
Yeah.
singers and your sound guy because
Mhm.
that is what's gonna keep you going as an artist.
But
The
your
single will
singing
get
style too, right? I mean, like I told you when I seen you last time, like I love your energy on stage.
mm-hmm.
Like that's what
Yeah.
gravitates
Yep.
me,
Yep.
right?
But
Your
we know a
energy.
lot of non-great singers
Yeah.
that are making a
Yeah.
lot of
That
money.
put on a good show.
Put on a good show.
Put on a good show. Just play me the record, baby, because
Yeah.
you singing live is not it. But go on and go ahead and dance though.
Yep.
But you have to
So
know how to do both.
that's where the money is. We don't really get a lot of money from the sales and
Hmm.
stuff like that. But if you're an artist, you put together a great live show and people touch, they walk out feeling good. That's where you make your money
That's where your
at. So the
money is.
record is just to get you known. And then once you're known, you gotta kinda finagle it from there.
Huh. Okay. I would have thought the opposite. Because they always count, oh, he the gold, selling album, the platinum selling album. And
Nobody wanna go to
that
concert
really
and
is
be
not
bored.
much.
Or they don't want nobody wants to go somewhere where they know somebody ain't gonna sound good.
True. True. Okay.
You know?
So it's about
Yep.
it's about this touring, the performance
Yep. And
itself.
it takes everything together. That's what I learned too.
Okay.
You gotta have the radio, the marketing, the touring, the music. Is different sides of it that all has to come together. Your look, your style,
Mhm.
your brand, your
Mhm.
music, your live show, your that. All of these things come together to create, this brand.
Wow. That
Yep.
that's
So it's
a
different
lot
from
of
now. When I was
moving
when I
parts.
was a background singer, I didn't care. I throw my all black because I'll be in the back. Now that I'm a
Uh-huh.
singer, I have to get rest
Mhm.
because I'm now performing an hour and a half straight,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
ain't a joke. You gotta
Right.
exercise. You have to be in great shape to do that.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
have to be careful the way I look and sound. So it's a whole new world now.
Okay. Being that difference between the background and being the top
Yes,
performer
yes.
is a complete different animal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had anything to tell yourself, say 10 years ago, what would it be?
I would tell the old Rex to save your money.
Mm, okay. That's good for everybody, right? Save your money. And why do you say
This
that?
business, this business, there's times where you get lots and lots of it, and
Mhm.
there's times when you get none of it. And you
Okay.
think because you're getting lots of it that it's going to keep coming, and it's just going to be that way.
Mhm.
And they don't have any. These guys in the music business, they don't sit you down and say, you know what, this is what's going to happen. We need to say it's a business.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
don't love you. They ain't your people. And I used to get mad, like, why nobody sit me down? It's a business, Rex.
Right.
It's not their job to sit you down and love you and explain to you like everything needs to be done. This is something
Mhm.
that you have to do so that you can take care of yourself. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? We
Mhm.
think that these guys sign us to record deals and hugging us at the meetings and on camera is our
Mhm.
family. Hey, my
Mhm.
guy. No,
Mhm.
it's a business. You making the
Right.
money. Of course they love
Right. They love you because you getting them ends in
you.
their
But as
pockets. That
soon as
bag.
something happens,
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Yep. Just
you
like
be
an
like,
athlete.
I thought my record label, I thought they loved me.
They
I
love
thought,
me.
nah.
Nah. They love what you do for them.
Hmm.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is good. We might have to
Yeah.
do part two
Okay. I would love to do part two.
because I don't think we got enough in this time.
Okay,
You
I
know?
would love to do part two because yeah,
Yeah,
because I wanna pull as much as I can because we have to help each other, right?
we
Just like
do.
you
And
said,
that's the thing.
they're not going to sit down and tell you, so
Yep,
we
that's the
have to
thing with
tell
me.
each
I said, you
other.
know what? I'm gonna learn as much as I can so that I
Yeah,
can teach these next guys that are coming up what
good.
to do and what not to
Yep. And that's what connected me with you, just like your energy, that giving spirit that you
do.
have,
Hmm.
that supporting spirit
So
that
I
you
don't have a
have.
lot, but because I'm a giver,
Yeah.
I always have what I need.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
that's all you need. That's all you need. Well, I appreciate you. Listen, he has to go because he has
Yes, but you
shows.
know what? This is part one.
Part
Can we
one
do
of
part
T
two?
Rex.
Can we do
Absolutely.
part two?
I would love to do part two.
So we're gonna plan that when we get off the phone,
We'll schedule
tomorrow or the
that.
next day,
Okay.
and that'll give some people to they're gonna see this and they're gonna say, okay, we gotta hear more.
This is okay.
I
Let me change it. I'm gonna say part one. Let me change it. Let me change it. This is the part one show.
hmm But just a lot of information. I think. I hope you learned. I hope somebody learned something from it. But
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
um,
Because
we didn't even
it's
get into me doing the plays and the other stuff and
it's
all
so
the
many
other stuff.
other things that you do that we have to talk about. You're absolutely right
Yes.
because you're not just an artist. You are a producer, right? You produce
Hmm.
your own shows. You are a what do they call it? An actor, right? You've
Hmm.
done plays.
Thanks to Akiva. Big up to Akiva McClan.
Akiva McClam Enterprise
I always wanted to
Productions.
act, and he
Thank
gave me
you.
my first chance. So big up to Akiva.
Right. So we'll talk about that in part two. Like all of the
Part two,
other
yes.
things that comes with being a performer. Because I do want to talk to you because there's a lot of performers that turn into acting,
Hmm.
right? But not vice versa. You don't see a lot
So
of
I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna
actors
talk about,
trying
and
to
and
trying
you
to
want me to tell
sing.
you why they turn to acting, and we're gonna
Yeah.
save this for the next one.
Okay. Uh-huh. All right.
Once you
Get
get in the
ready for
business and
part
you get a
two.
name for yourself, and you go,
Uh-huh.
you know what, actors are getting a certain amount of
Really?
money a show that singers ain't getting.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
You know,
let's
so I
talk
don't know
more about that.
why the percentages are different. You know,
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige just did Power. She's doing
Yeah.
Power. She's getting over 500,000 an episode.
Gee, Mo Christmas. For one episode.
One.
Gee, Mo Christmas. Yeah, I can see why we turn there. But we'll
You see
talk
why they go?
more. We'll
You
talk
see why they go
more
over there? They go.
about
They
that.
once you get in, you go. Wait a second.
Right.
You
Right.
mean to tell me I can go over there and get this for this?
Yeah.
I'm
And
over there.
that's what a whole tour that you might have gotten doing
Not
months
even a whole
and
tour.
hours. You wouldn't have even gotten that. Wow.
Yep, TV
I see
money and
that.
acting money is way more money than music
Okay. I think I heard an artist say that too. Like the difference is not even close.
money.
It's not even close. Okay. Well, Terrell, T Rex, Simon, thank you so much for
I'm off to
blessing the
Charlotte. I'm in
screen.
concert in Charlotte tomorrow. I had a blast. Thank you.
Good, good. So Charlotte, where are you tomorrow?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. All right,
Yep.
because he's always
Tomorrow.
somewhere. Can you tell them how to reach you so they'll
You can
know
reach me
where to go?
on Instagram, on IG at King RNG T Rex, KING T Rex. We didn't even get into that.
Oh my
RNG is a whole
gosh, we
nother.
didn't even get into. Oh, it's so many. We might have to do part three, Rex.
We might have to do three parts.
Yes, because we didn't even
Rhythm and
get
gospel is a
into.
whole nother
You
genre of
created a
music.
whole genre,
Hmm.
rhythm and gospel, R&G. He created this. T Rex created rhythm and
Yes, I did.
gospel. Oh
A
my
whole
gosh,
genre. You
a
know why?
whole
Because
different genre.
I said I don't want to do gospel. I don't want to do R&B, and y'all
Hmm.
not gonna put me in a box. I'm gonna
I
mix
love
them
it.
both,
I love it
and I don't care if my pastor tell me I'm going to hell. I'm mixing them.
because
My
you
pastor
have a
said to
race
me,
relationship.
my pastor said to me, I said, Pastor, am I gonna go to hell for singing R&B music? And he said, do you think with me and my wife laying up in bed making love, we listening to Jesus is coming up on side of the mountain?
No, they listening to Luther like everybody else.
He said, we got Luther, we got Marvin Gaye. He
Okay.
says it's all about your lifestyle, how you live.
Okay. Oh man, we're gonna schedule part two, people, because we have a lot more to pull from T Rex. But we're gonna let him hit the road so he can go to Charlotte
Yes.
and
I
make
love
those
you
people
so much.
happy.
Thank
Thank
you for
you
your great
so
energy.
much.
I had a bad day today, and
Oh,
you have
good.
really just
Thank you.
really made it good.
I
Thank you.
appreciate that. I appreciate that because you know I'm a fan.
My next
Every
show in New
time you
York is
hear
June 26th.
June 26th. Okay.
I'll see you there.
Okay. I'm on the calendar.
Yep.
June 26th. Okay, thank you so much, T Rex.
I love
Safe
you.
travels to you, sir. Thank you. I love
Thank
you.
you so much.
Safe
Part
travels
one,
to
y'all.
you.
Part two on the
Part
way.
one.
We got to finish this. This what happened when it gets so good. You
I
can't even
know,
put it
right?
all in.
You can't put it in one session. All right, so we're going to do this again. Stay tuned for
Okay.
part two with T Rex. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.